Brian Palaviro Far here with Max King before the 2017 North Face 50. How are you, Max?
Okay.
Yeah?
You're going to have to speak a little louder. I can't actually hear out of this ear today.
Why is that?
It's all clogged.
Are you sick? You were sick.
I was last week, and like for some reason, man, sinuses are like still clogged, and it's just this ear. It's like this side. So fly in this morning. Yeah, if you could smack me a couple times during the interview, that'd be nice. Might clear that out a little bit. Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, I feel pretty good.
You feeling recovered?
Yeah, because I've taken off way too much time the last 2 weeks.
You actually tapered then for once.
I did actually taper. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But
I mean, you've had a long season.
Yeah.
You started way back, at least the formidable 50K.
February. That formidable.
Had that great race, and you had chucking out. You kind of had what looked like a U.S. season and then a European season.
Totally.
Did it feel that way?
Yeah, it did actually. Yeah, kind of. It felt like a 50K U.S. season.
Yeah.
And then like went on to like the bigger mountain stuff. And no, it set me up really well for the rest of the year. And I mean, I love European racing. It's great, but I still like to do the smaller U.S. races, regional races where you know everybody. You know, it all feels like a family and stuff. I like that feeling a lot better, and so I still continue, and I'll always do races like that.
Have you managed to get into some of this fall?
Yeah, I did one backcountry rise.
There you go.
It's actually I got the coolest shirt I've ever seen.
Damn cool shirt.
Yeah, backcountry rise I did. It was a race up by Mount St. Helens. A friend of mine puts on. They do a small little race series up near Portland area. But I'd never run around the St. Helens area, and so to get to see that stuff was pretty cool, and to do a new race.
And how long was that?
It was a 50K, of course. But it went way out, kind of around the mountain, around Mount Margaret and stuff, which is another mountain next to it. And it just felt really, really wild. I mean, you were not quite in wilderness because you can't race through wilderness, but it felt very wild out there, and we were so remote, and it was very backcountry, and it was a cool race. So
nice.
Yeah, and then I did another one too, but yeah.
Yeah, but like,
yeah,
you had a big season. In your the foci were,
yeah,
at least in terms of competition, were
in
the U.S. and then Europe.
Yeah, those are definitely the European races.
And you had a good showing in Europe. Sort of a bunch of races in that sort of 4th to 6th range, like Sierra Zinal and Mont Blanc Marathon. Third.
Which one? Second.
Oh man, I'm totally wrong.
Maxi race, I was second.
Yeah,
and
Serge Francois.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, which you're,
which I'm going to be in a race.
Which
like
anyone
that.
is going to be.
Yeah, no,
you being
like
a human.
Yeah. And no, I was 3rd at Mont Blanc Marathon and Sierra Zinal. Yep. So I was so stoked on both of those places, running like kind of right behind Killian and stuff, and some other good guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was really stoked.
Those are guys that you don't ever take shame in being second to, a Killian or a Francois.
No, and exactly. And so I was really happy with the way the season went. Over like past seasons where it's totally like I just go in those races and I just blow up and I can't hang with Killian for more than a mile or two. And
I just had an image of like a Zagama marathoner.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But you've also kept the season. I mean, last year you did Leadville 100.
Yep.
And this year, basically, you haven't run. I mean, you've run some 55Ks, but basically you've run 50Ks or shorter, except for the maxi race.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Was that by intention?
Oh, totally. Yeah, I went into this year after Leadville last year. I couldn't race the entire fall because I was just hurt. And then coming into this year, I'm like, I do not want to do that again. So I was like, Greg, 50K and below, I'm fine with. Like, I'll do all the mountain races and stuff. And when I was talking to Greg and working out our schedule for this year, it was really cool because I had put down all these races like Sierra Zinal, Mont Blanc Marathon, and a couple of other ones like Glencoe. And I had this schedule kind of written out, and then Greg shows me his, and it's like the exact same as mine, which, hey, that's cool.
Yeah,
and so
his schedule for you.
His schedule for me, yeah, exactly. And so it was like, oh, that's awesome. I'm totally stoked on doing all those. And then he throws Maxi Race in there. And I'm like,
So I kind of guessed that right. That was
that one's going to be a really hard, long race, but I'm going to do it and see how it goes. And then after the fact, you do it and it goes really well, and you're like, oh, so that was awesome.
Yeah.
So that was.
But would not have been on your schedule.
Probably not. Yeah.
Was this one on your schedule from the start of the year?
No, this one was, for sure. I've been kind of wanting to come back here for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to come back last year. I was supposed to be here last year, but then with the injuries and stuff, I wasn't training enough. It's just one that I haven't really nailed.
No, I was going to say, 2 runs here.
Yeah, 2 runs and
DNF and an okay.
Yeah, very mediocre. You know, those are times when like I had a lot of that leg speed and stuff, but not a lot of ultra experience. I mean, I have to say I feel more confident going into this, but at the same time, there's so many good guys. It depends on how it gets run on the day and how I feel. Like that all depends on how it goes in the end. So and you never know.
I should probably know this, but have you raced either Matt, Hayden, or Zach?
Yeah, I've raced Zach a couple times just on stuff like this.
Okay.
You know, here obviously the last time.
Okay, he was already running this one.
Yeah. And then Hayden, I ran. We raced Chuckanut this year.
Oh, that's right. And he finished right behind you.
Right behind me. Yeah. And so at that point in the year, he was like full on, like he was in great shape. And then, you know, he's had a couple rocky races and then came back for CCC, and like, so I'm looking forward to seeing like if he's like back at that top level that he can be at here, or you know what happens. So.
Are you excited to race 2 guys that are so fast and also pretty aggressive?
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, that's what this is about. Like, otherwise I wouldn't be here. So at the same time, I'm kind of like, am I still afraid of them? Yeah. Yeah, but it's exciting to race those guys, and it's exciting to race a field like this. And you have to be game on in a race like this and go in, you know, knowing that it's, you know, you don't know what's going to happen. You can just go in with as much confidence in your own training as you can and try to race as well as you possibly can. And at the end of the day, a lot of times between the top 5 or so, like, a couple of them are going to blow up, a couple of them are going to last to the finish, and you kind of hope you're one of the ones that last to the finish.
Up until last year, it seemed like many years at this race, there'd be kind of there's just a train through 10 miles, and then 20 miles are still 10 guys basically running together, and just kind of slowly whittles away. Kind of didn't really happen that way last year. Do you think this year could pack up again a little bit? Or?
Well, it all depends on how Zach runs, how he wants to run the race. Maybe we can call Zach over here. And
hey, Zach, are you going to take us out hard on Saturday?
Yeah, how do you want to run this race? So I don't, you know, it just depends on how those guys want to go out. If they blow it out of the water in the first 10 miles, nobody's going to want to go with them, because you know yourself, and everybody's at least fairly intelligent racers, and they know they can't hang on to a pace like that.
Do you think you have enough experience at this point to, you know, if two, like a race like last year happens when Zach and Hayden are battling and going really hard from the gun, that somebody could kind of challenge them late in the race by running a much more meted effort?
The way they ran it last year, I don't think so. It didn't seem like it. I mean, they didn't slow down at the end. No. So I don't.
Didn't they run like a sub 16 final 5K or something like that?
Yeah, something ridiculous. So like in that case, nobody's going to come from behind. You know, I would think what happened this year is you get 5 to 10 guys that are hanging kind of on. Maybe they take off at the beginning. I don't know. Maybe they don't. And you still get a pack right behind them of guys who are going to start to mix it up and then see kind of what shakes out from that. And then at some point you have to decide whether you're going to bridge that gap and go up to them, or whether you're just going to let people fall off and you're going to try to make a move later in the race. So,
do you feel you have the speed right now?
I don't know. I don't feel like my speed's bad. You know, I always trained for some of the faster stuff. I'm not like doing mile workouts or anything, but I've still been doing some VO2 max pace stuff and everything. So yeah, speed's okay. So, and hopefully you just kind of hope you can hang on with the endurance to get through about 40 miles here and then have, you know, a good 10 miles at the end.
Yeah. Well, good luck out there, Max.
Thanks.
And I hope you nail it out there finally.
Yeah, me too.